yo, we are back with our Ill-Advised Wise Guys presents Who Got Next segment, and we got a special guest. He's a friend of the show. He's part of the Wise Gang. He's part of our fucking reinforcement when Trippie Redd fans are fucking annoying us online. He also goes by another guy that was in Futurama, but hey, I think he might be the first one. Uncle Bendr, welcome to the show, man. What's good?
Everything. I'm so happy to be back on here. I fucking love y'all. So I seen y'all posting y'all posted a clip from our last video on Instagram. So because I've been meaning to get back on here. We talked about this shit like a month ago or something, but
yep.
I'm glad I'm finally able to come back on and talk to y'all.
Yeah, man.
We love you too, man.
I feel like it was fate. I put that Throwback Thursday shit because we've been doing that recently, just trying to like get people to flash back into what we've been doing for a while now. And I didn't realize you came on the show a year ago.
Really?
It was a year ago.
I remember I was in the car with my ex-girlfriend driving to my granddad's house, and we talked about like avocados in San Francisco and stuff. That was fun.
No, we talked about LA. I don't know if
LA and avocado toast.
Yeah, you weren't feeling the avocado toast. So that's my first question. Have you changed your fucking tune to avocado toast?
Yes, 100% yes, bro. I used to think that was the most disgusting shit, but so last New Year's, I was at my homie, my Mexican homie Jesse. We went to his mom's house before we went to Athens, like the University of Georgia, to go party on New Year's. And she made us carne asada. And what they do is they just get the avocado and they cut it up and put that shit on top of the meat, bro. And I was like, you know what? Like, they probably know it's good. So I put some avocado on top of my shit, a little bit of salt, a little bit of lime, bro. It changed my life forever. I'm a new man.
Hey.
Look
at the growth. You can do a lot in a year, huh? You can do a lot in a year.
Yeah, man. Like, look at how much a year has changed. Like, and then on top of that, like a year ago, there was no coronavirus.
Oh my God.
No, just craziness going on. There was no killer bees. Like,
okay, I'm still yet to see a fucking killer bee, so I'm calling cap on that one.
Hey, they're called murder bees, all right?
No, murder hornets.
Murder hornet. Get the name right, all right?
I've been ducking them. And the funny thing is, every time I go to my backyard, I just assume every bee is like a killer bee now. I'm just like, yo, wait, that joint looks a little big because they're huge.
Yeah. From
what I heard, they're huge. But I hear that other stuff can kick its ass. Like I think a centipede can kick its ass or something like that. So, if you got centipedes in your backyard, don't worry about it.
You said.
I heard
centipede, bro.
You said centipede. What the fuck are you talking about right now?
Like all them other bugs in your backyard wants to smoke with a murder hornet. Just to let you guys know, so don't be scared of it.
I got you. Hey, before we get started, man, what you smoking on, man? I see some thick clouds over there. What was that?
What you talking about? This Khalifa Kush.
I'm just trying to make. Is
it's tobacco.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like. I thought it was like the Uncle Bendr edition of some OG shit. I don't know, man. I'm just throwing shit out.
No, it's tobacco. It's just from my water pipe.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's completely legal and nothing wrong with that, bro.
Do you know what this means?
Huh?
You know what this means?
Me?
Tobacco, Ooch. It's tobacco.
Yeah, tobacco, man. Smoke a little shisha, smoke a little hookah. You know what I'm saying?
You know what my homie told me? He worked at there's a place called Siva's down here, and it's like a little chain hookah lounge. And my homie worked there. He told me that if you put like a shot of vodka mixed with water instead of water in the bottom of a hookah, bro, he'll say that shit'll send you to the fucking moon. Like, that shit'll get you fucked up.
Really? I never heard that.
I believe it.
He also told me to put milk in there, so I don't really know if I'm gonna try it, but.
All right, yeah, he's wilding. Your homie is on some other shit.
So.
Your homie's on some other shit. I've heard people say put like a Monster Energy drink in there, and
yeah,
you might
say Coke.
Throw up.
You put soda. They say put soda in that bitch.
Hey, I'm not doing that, man.
Me neither.
I think I'm gonna stick to some water, man. Like,
I'm gonna stick to my tobacco.
Yeah, man. Hey, but Uncle Bendr. Oh, go ahead, Q. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, you know, when you are drinking and smoking hookah, like that feeling is unbelievable.
Bro, it's like you're Superman.
Yo,
Yes, sir. Yes,
there's
sir.
been times my knees literally got weak on me. Like I try to get up to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, yo, bro.
Yeah.
Facts.
That shit happened to me. That shit happened to me in the middle of a fucking hookah lounge. It was like they had this shit where like you sit on the floor on the cushions, and the table's real low to the ground. It was a vibe. That shit was fire.
Ooh, you been to one of those?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
The problem with that is that increases your distance from sitting to fully standing. So you rip that bitch one time, stand up, your eyes roll in the back of your head, and you feel like you're about to fall out in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, I did that one time when I was out in Arizona for like a work trip. This is random as shit. Out in Phoenix, and I went to a hookah lounge out there, and I was by myself. But I was like, you know what, man, I feel like smoking some hookah. Fuck it. Went to one of those, and I found myself sitting on the floor, Indian style.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't even know my fucking knees could bend like this. So I'm like this on the fucking floor, smoking the hookah, feeling like I'm about to roll over and like go to sleep for the night. I'm like, nah, I gotta get back to my hotel, man. This is crazy. The fuck am I smoking?
By your lonely, like you were dolo by yourself.
I was by myself, but I mean there was people in the lounge, you know.
I'm saying, but like you walked in there, that just sounds like picturing that sounds funny. Like you walking in by yourself, going to sit on the ground.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I get you. It sounds crazy, but yeah, that's what happens when you're bored on a work trip and you're by yourself. You find yourself in random ass situations.
Yep. Because you don't know shit about where you're at. So
super random, man. Hey, but let's jump into this, man. Because like I said, you came on the show like, actually I said a year. It might have been over a year ago. I think you were on the show like sometime in June, if I'm not mistaken. But
it was definitely over the summer. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get my lighting better.
Nah, it's cool, man. So with that being said, what's new, man? What's new?
Okay.
What you been up to, man?
Basically, I got a song coming out on Friday. It's called Blue Pill, and I got a song and a video for that dropping. So recently, like last weekend, we did the video shoot. Drove back to the city for like 12 hours, and we just grinded that shit out. I got the song master, got the cover art handle for that. And then I'm actually gonna release merchandise with it, which is let me give you a little sneak peek.
Okay.
So this is can't see that for shit, huh? There we go.
Blue Pill.
Yep. So yeah, just some simple stuff just to kind of get the merch rolling, because I've always wanted to fucking sink my teeth into that realm. I got my homie and I'm actually taking a trip to Nashville on the 29th because he got the samples ordered to his spot, and we're gonna do a photo shoot for that. I'm gonna do a merch giveaway on the day that the song drops, so that'd be cool too. But like other than that, I've just been making music every day, just trying to stockpile while I have enough free time. Like that was some of the best advice I ever got, was like make the shit now while I still got like the ideas and the time to have ideas, and I'm still like experiencing life to where I can like have shit like have like actual like meaningful subject matter, so later down the road I can just pick out of that bag and worry about the back end.
I was going to say, this is like the best time as an artist, I feel, because with coronavirus, you got a lot of time in the house. I'm assuming
100%. Like this, I feel like everything's paused, right? Like there's no shows, like fucking like there's no like face-to-face interaction anymore. So the game, like the music industry in itself hasn't stopped, but like a certain aspect has definitely halted or paused for the moment. So I'm definitely taking advantage of that to get a leg up, just working as hard as I can while everybody else is using this as an excuse to fucking watch Netflix and fuck off.
Thanks. I feel like nah, that's smart, man, because You know, I feel like when the whole pandemic started, everybody was using that shit as an excuse to kind of like, you know what I'm saying, nod off and basically, like you said, watch Netflix. But then, like, if you're somebody who's a go-getter, somebody who's a fucking creative, at a certain point, you're like, you know what, man? Like, I gotta actually create through this shit, right? Like, and then you just start figuring out ways to do it, right? Like for us, we started doing Zoom videos, right? And before the pandemic, we were not doing video at all, and it just made sense. Hugh and I, we have been talking about this shit for months. Like, all right, we got to get into video. We got to get into video. We got to get into video. Then the pandemic hit, and we're like, fuck it, let's just do Zoom. Like, let's just do that and see how that goes. And we've been doing it since. You know, there's struggles here and there with the technology, getting used to it. You got to figure out the flow because the vibe is different, 100%. It's not the same with me and him in the same room versus on the fucking computer screen, looking at each other, arguing and shit, or agreeing, whatever the fuck we doing. But yeah, man, you got to create through it, man. So, hey, walk me through like.
And what?
Yeah, go ahead.
What makes it also dope is that everybody's in this position.
Yeah.
Right? You know, from Drake to your person that's in the come up, like, you know, for us, like everybody is doing Zoom videos. Like it doesn't matter who you are.
It leveled the playing field.
It leveled the playing field. It's normal. Everything's normal.
Joe Rogan is doing goddamn like
Joe Rogan's doing
like
you know exactly. Everybody is doing. This is an opportunity for you to be doing what everybody else on this planet is doing, and it doesn't matter what level you are in.
Because nobody exactly, bro. I never thought of it like that, but like it's really because nobody's been like, regardless of who you are, you haven't been through the coronavirus pandemic, bro.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
And to add on to that, I've seen even the richest people have their videos cut off. Richest people be having Wi-Fi problems. I'm like, yo, I feel like actually the richest people have the most Wi-Fi problems.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, the shit that got me and when I knew shit was real was I was watching the Nelly and Ludacris versus battle, right? This is months ago. And Nelly was having Wi-Fi issues, and I'm like, bro, this is the same motherfucker that went diamond. Like, how many times? Like, did he not go diamond with Country Grammar? That shit sold over 10 million. How the fuck can he not get his Wi-Fi straight? And us, when we having technology issues, we feel bad. Like, oh man, we fucking up, man. Oh damn. But yet you got Nelly and you got all these other people fucking up. So again, like you kind of feel like you said, the level field is it's just level. I'm sorry, the playing field is level and it's just regular. It's a part of like what's going on now. So
it's as level as it been. I will say this though, down south, you got tripping a little bit.
What you mean? Like,
oh, they wilding.
Y'all tripping. I've seen beaches crowded. Woo! I've seen concerts going, football games. They got college football games playing in big crowds. Over here, we are concerned. We barely even stepping outside to go get the mail.
Bro, Atlanta was one of the first cities to fully open back up.
Hey, Camp Wildin', bro. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's okay. So let me tell you, I want to walk you through like what my life was like this summer, right? So starts off, I come home from school early as fuck. I'm staying with my family for like 9 months or some shit, something crazy. It felt like 9 months. I don't know, but so like it started like so the rioting, right? Me and my homie, like I was staying in the house like in Atlanta, like during the first part of it, first like month or two, I really just stayed at the house and didn't do anything. And then one night my homie hit me up because he was running DoorDash like around my neighborhood, and he was like, "Yo, let's skate." So we go to skate. I'm like, I know this Target that we can go skate at. And we get in the car, we drive to Target, and we pull through the Target parking lot. We see like hella people like crowded at the door, but this Target's like closed. It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Hella people are over at the door, and I'm like kind of confused. I don't know what's going on. And then we pull up, and he's like, the door, like we see the people like fucking with the door, and I'm like, oh shit, like this Target's about to get like fucking like looted. So we drive across the street to the dump, like the furniture store, park the car, and we were trying to get footage that night for like art house shit, just to, because like regardless of how stupid it was for us to be there or out there that night, the fact of the matter is that like that this is never going to happen again. And if we have like the ability to go and like at least document some of that shit, like I feel like why not? Like this is history, like in the making, bro. Like I don't know. I just felt like if I wasn't there, then like I just would have been like missing like something huge. So whatever. So after we have that conversation that I just had with y'all, we're like, fuck it. We get on our skateboards and we skate over to Target. By this time, we skate up to the door and that shit has been busted down. Like it's like the sliding doors, so it's like they busted the glass through and like people were coming in and out kind of. And then someone yelled for the cops. We went back to the dump, skated back later, and fucking we got on our skateboards and he looks at me, my homie Emil. He's the one of the 3 owners of Art House, Kicks. He looks at me and he's like, "You going in?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Are we going in?" And he was like, "Bro, we're already here. Like, let's just skate. Like, let's just skate through Target and like nothing else." And I was like, "Fuck it, bro. Like, whatever." So we jump. I have a video on my phone. I could text it to one of y'all. I just don't want to incriminate myself. So
That's where I was going.
Yo, I was about. Hey, I'm glad you ended with that because the thing I was thinking about the whole time you was talking was, first off, you're right, man. This shit has been a historic ass moment because I was out there protesting as well, out in DC. Like I wanted to be in the mix. I wanted to be part of the moment that it was, but at the same time, hey, what's the statute of limitation on vandalism? Because this video will be public. Are you sure you want this out, bro? Are you sure?
I mean, it comes down to we didn't vandalize anything. The door was.
I'm fucking with you, man. You weren't.
They could get us for trespassing, which is like what I've done. But we jumped through the door, skated down this fucking aisle. Yeah, we got it on video. It's a fire ass video because you hear like the silent alarm in the back. It's like ding 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 ding, and like it's fucking like a wasteland, bro. There's like whatever.
That's crazy.
We turn around, and then we go back to the parking lot, and now. We get back in the car. We go to the Buckhead shops, which is where the like really like bougie shit is. Like the Hermes store, like that's where Burberry's at, and like the Dior store and shit. So we park our car. We skate. We run into this biker gang, like with the crotch rockets and shit. And they were filming like cause like bro, that whole night it was like street racing, fucking motorcycles. Like it was dead ass. Like it felt like GTA. I swear to God. Fucking. They're filming like a motorcycle documentary, so we're like filming with them. Fucking, we skate, we get to the shops, and then we're going up into the shops, right? Walking up the street, and then we see this like group of just like regular looking people, like sipping like cocktails and shit, like walking, and they're like, "Hey, y'all might not want to go that way," and I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, "Oh, you just don't want to," and I was like, "What happened?" And they're like, "Yeah, they're shooting," and I was like, "Oh fuck!" So we dipped because I didn't hear it. They said that people were busting down all the glass windows to the shops, right? And then they said that the cops like said on the intercom, like, if y'all rush the Hermes store, like which was the next store they were planning to hit, like we're gonna open fire. And then so they busted the door and they just started firing. So then we skate away, and as we're skating away, bro, I swear, like it doesn't sound like a pistol or like it doesn't sound like a Glock. It was like like fucking like big rounds like coming like after like rapidly one after another. Like it sounded like it was fucking like insane, bro. Like it was so surreal. We fucking went the fuck home after that shit.
Yo, were they shooting rubber bullets or real bullets?
There were armed protesters.
Oh, the protest. I got you.
Not protesters. Let me not say protesters. Looters. Protest is way different.
I see what you're saying. I thought you were talking about like police was opening fire. You talking about like
yeah, the police were gonna open fire on them for looting, and then we heard some non-police guns, right? Like whatever, and then we heard from whoever that like people were shooting at cops and shit like that night. Like
that's crazy.
I'm pretty sure
that
like they destroyed 26 cop cars in Atlanta that night. Like it was like one of them got burned in front of. You ever see the videos of the CNN Center? Like when they like
I did see that. I did see
the white guy
Yeah,
and
I
the
saw
black guy
that.
on top holding.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. They like it was all downtown. Like I'm pretty sure a couple cops died. A couple people I think died. I'm not trying to like. I'm just going from what I heard. It might not. Nobody may have died that night, but I just, regardless, you're still hearing that shit from everybody, and it's like, it's crazy. It literally felt like Grand Theft Auto that night.
I was gonna say you probably would have thought the world ended, or
No,
was about to end. You seeing fire, gunshots.
yeah,
Wait, that's insane.
It really is.
I feel like it's something that you would never know unless you were actually in it. Like,
and
'cause
let me
on the TV and all that stuff, you don't be.
exactly like why the fuck would I want to watch it on TV? But I also want to say something else, right? That night, bro, it felt like the 4th of July. Like we go back to the dump parking lot, like on the way back to the crib. There was that's over by like Lindbergh, and there's like a lot of apartments where a lot of like the Hispanic people will stay. So it was just like hella people with like the fucking with the lifted like Chevys and shit doing donuts in the parking lot, lighting fireworks off, like they were going dumb. Like people were selling fucking like candy and shit. And then, you know, we heard more like gunfire, so we left after there. But
That's crazy, man. You've had
everyone did kind of come together though, like in the city of Atlanta is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I was about to say like amongst
Right there.
you say that again?
That was a kumbaya moment right there.
It really was like, you know, amongst all the fucking destruction and shit like that, man. Hey, it's been a crazy ass fucking year, man. Like no matter how you look at it, 2020 is gonna go down, and like we're gonna remember this shit forever until we get up out of here on this planet. We're gonna remember this year,
yeah,
and whether good or bad, you know. And so I want to talk about that a little bit with you, man. Like, so earlier you were talking about the new music you're dropping. You're talking about like, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that was happening in the city of Atlanta, you know, when the whole protest was like really a thing. And it's hopefully, I think it's still a thing in certain cities, but it chilled out a little bit. But like, what would you say is the biggest thing that you learned this year in 2020 since like everything's been happening with you?
Biggest thing I learned?
Yeah, man. It can be about yourself, about the world. I mean, honestly, whatever you want, man.
I would have to say the biggest thing that I have seen, like I realized, is that we as like a whole an entire country need to do a better, like we need to stop pitting each other, like everybody needs to stop fucking banging heads all the fucking time, right? Because I was like George Washington or some shit who like argued against like the two-party system because like factions and like just exactly what's happening right now, where nobody wants to talk to anybody because everybody has demonized the opposition. Like it's gotten to the point where somebody who believes one thing will refuse to like even like engage in a conversation. Like people won't be friends with people who don't think the same way as them, and that's really fucking shit up. Because if you don't surround yourself with people who have different experiences and different ideas, then you're never gonna really be able to understand where other people are coming from, and fucking we're just gonna keep doing this shit. So really just like I see so much potential for that shit, because I think in the end everybody wants the same things. It's just we have different ideas about the means in which we think that's achievable. And it's just like, because nobody, like at the end of the day, bro, no one wants innocent people to die. Okay, the average person does not want innocent people to die, right? The average person does not want fucking people to starve. Like the average person doesn't want people to be kicked out of their homes and see neighborhoods like destroyed and stuff like that, right? But we've gotten everyone is so cemented in their own beliefs that anything that isn't like directly within that is seen as like an attack on their identity, because people are like building their person. Like people are trying to fuse their like beliefs and ideologies with their who they are as a human being, and like obviously to an extent it's going to float over, but if you kind of have to distance yourself from a lot from things like that, like on an emotional level, so that you can have these productive like relationships and conversations and learn, and we can actually fucking go somewhere instead of just sitting here at a standstill like a bunch of dickheads.
Yeah.
I like that, man. I like that. Yeah, man. That's a great perspective you got, man. So,
but on a lighter note, I've seen people be like, we've seen some of the most like creative and like resourceful shit come out of this, because I don't want to. The first example that comes to my mind is 6ix9ine shooting the video in his house, and obviously like fuck 6ix9ine, but like you know you got an entire like high quality production music videos being filmed indoors. Like people are pushing boundaries, and people are like y'all like the Zoom shit, right? Like what we talked about earlier. Like things are. You're really starting to see the innovation and how creative people really are, and I think that that's something that we have kind of missed for a while as like a whole. So that's pretty sick.
Real shit.
I mean, like, you look at just kind of how like television shows, like for instance, America's Got Talent. I don't know if you guys watch that show, but I've seen a couple episodes, and they don't have an audience no more. So they got now like the people watching it on whatever, and they got the audience in the background and like TV screens. And then they got people performing from their home. Like they had to think of this on the fly. Like nobody could predict that it was going to be this bad. So like to save the quality of their TV show, they had to like quickly think up stuff. And
exactly.
The good thing about the good takeaway is some of this stuff is going to be used moving forward. Like people, the things that we learned, some of the adjustments that we were able to make will be used moving forward. Like I do think that masks are not that, you know, once this thing is over, people are gonna be wearing a mask a lot, but
like when you're sick,
I do see people when they're sick.
Yeah, exactly.
Because fucking like in like Japan, they've been doing that shit forever, bro. Like if you're sick, you wear a fucking mask.
They've been doing that shit, man. And I always thought it was crazy because like I remember when I went to Thailand a couple years ago, and I'm in the airport before we actually leave or before we step foot in Thailand. I'm in the airport and I'm like, oh no, sorry. Before we even got to Thailand, we went to China. We went to Beijing. We're in that fucking Chinese Beijing airport, and I'm like, yo, why the fuck does everyone have a fucking mask on? Everybody. This is 2 years ago, and I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck do they know that I don't know? Like, should I go grab me a mask? Like, should I start asking more questions? What the fuck is going on?
No, that's the mentality we got as human beings, right? When one person starts running, everybody just starts running. They don't even know why they're running.
Bro, that's how it is. Exactly, right? So
why you got a mask on? Oh, shoot, I'm about to put a mask on. Forget that.
Word. And so, but what I realized while I was there was that they're used to pandemics happening. Like pandemics happening in China and in Asia in general, that shit happens so often that wearing a mask just became part of their culture. Like all throughout many countries within Asia, like you said, Japan, Korea, it don't matter, man. But Thailand, the whole 9 yards. But yeah, that's crazy though that we've gotten here, man. But I wanna switch things up, man. On a lighter note, I want to switch things up.
We're probably used to us always having sweaters, right? Like we're like, it can get cold out of nowhere, you know? What I'm saying?
We're gonna start, bro. You're gonna start bringing a mask wherever you go. You're gonna start bringing a sweater wherever you go. You're gonna start bringing hand sanitizer wherever you go. You're gonna start bringing entertainment. You're gonna start bringing weed everywhere you go if you're a smoker. Like
Texas, Arizona, I always pack a sweater. I'm like, yo, you never.
It gets cold at night for no fucking reason.
No fucking reason. But you gotta be prepared, right? Hey, you never know what could happen.
Not in Georgia, bro. It's hot during the fucking day, and then it's hot and also humid at night, and then the mosquitoes, and it's horrible. It's not fun.
That's crazy.
It's 69 degrees outside today, or like 75 or some shit. So I got my.
I can't deal with that shit, man. I ain't gonna lie. I can't deal with it.
The humidity is not fun.
Oh man, especially now. It's like, yo, is there a seat? Like, do y'all got seasons like from summer to fall? Is it?
Yeah. like actually, so usually it's like slick hot until like Halloween, but like today and like we're hitting a cold front or something because right now it's like fucking 70, 72. So like that's been different because it was fucking hot this summer.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh man, it was crazy.
It was hot too.
Like
It
can't
was
even go to, I would go like to the skate park and skate for 30 minutes and feel like I was going to pass out.
yeah, because of how humid it is. I mean, I think we all got hit with like a heat rush
Yeah.
this year because it was like 100 degrees at some days, and it rarely gets 100 degrees over here.
There was too much tension in the air. I'm telling you, it made it hotter.
Hey, it made everybody's blood boil. Hey man, what you
Exactly.
got? What you want to plug, man? What do you got? I know you got the single dropping. You said this Friday?
Yeah.
What's the date? Because I don't know when people are gonna hear this, but
the 25th. Blue Pill is dropping on the 25th.
So is that a play on like the Matrix, like blue pill, red pill?
Oh my God, I thought you were gonna say Viagra, and I was about to say no. Yes.
Oh, you gotta chill. You gotta chill, man.
No,
Viagra.
everybody-
Viagra. Who takes Viagra anymore? Come on, isn't it Cialis?
Yes. People text me like, bro, is this like a penis joke? And I'm like, well, like if you want it to be, sure, but like not really.
So Matrix is because first thing I thought of was the Matrix. I mean, that was just me though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
me too.
I don't know. Actually, I would love to send y'all that song. But the lyrics go, if ignorance is bliss, why I'm so stressed. Passed a couple red flags on my way to your address, but I was thinking with my dick, I must confess. Tried to drive around your mind on my way into your dress. So like the song, I mean that little pre-chorus right there kind of sums up the like a majority of like the imagery I was trying to use with like it's true. It's about a she's not gonna watch this. It's about a girl that was like a little bit
Thirsty.
no.
Hey, she might watch this, man, or
She won't
might
watch
not. You know.
She blocked me on Instagram, so
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's not gonna watch
Yeah,
it.
nothing to worry about.
I mean,
no,
I mean, she might get like a recommended on YouTube if she's on it. You know, she might see Uncle Bender's name. Oh, what's this? Click.
whatever.
Just hear her name. You know,
I'm not
fuck
like
it,
talking bad about her. It's just like she just like was going. She just had some shit going on like mentally that like it didn't really show itself until like the end. But I don't want to talk about that because that's like not my business to talk about. Anyways, it's just she was like super bad and like I liked hanging out with her, but then there was always like those red flags that you would see, but you just ignore them. You take the blue pill, you choose ignorance. And in an attempt to find, and you do that in an attempt because you're like, oh, I'll just ignore that and I'll be happy because I can ignore this shit. But in reality, it always comes back to haunt you. So, if ignorance is bliss, why I'm so stressed? Because I'm still having the same amount of stress that I would have had if I didn't ignore it. But just.
I like that. I like it, man. Listen. I'm a fan of anybody who is a fan of The Matrix. Real talk. That's one of the most underrated movie series ever fucking made. Like I'm talking about, fuck the action. I'm talking about like the messaging, the actual like psychology in the movie. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
Super crazy. And bro, like I'm a fan of like things that are visually like appealing. I guess most people are, but like I really like films that like have kind of like a continuity throughout the whole film of like, whether it be the characters' clothings or the filters that they have on the lens or whatever. And Matrix does that so well. Cause like even when it's like you have the scene like he's coming out of the vat of like that shit and pulling the stuff out of his body, or like that nightclub scene, like those are two really different scenes in the original Matrix. But if you showed me those two different scenes and there were none of the same characters, I could tell you it was the same movie.
Right.
Like visually, they did a fantastic job visually. I feel
Super
like
good.
a lot of movies, it's rare. There's only a few movies that are like that.
Like how many memes come from the Matrix, bro?
Bro, too many.
I was gonna say like Tenet, right? Tenet is a movie that just came out. I feel like Tenet is another one that's visually like pleasing to look at.
I haven't
I
had a
haven't
chance
watched the
to.
movie.
Oh, okay, me neither.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I haven't
I
watched
haven't
it.
seen it, but I can just tell based off of the commercial. Like you can
Yeah.
tell there's a certain way the visuals look that
Right.
it looks like consistent. It looks appealing.
That's what I try to do with the music videos too. Like, I like to give it just like it's like. I don't know if y'all like make music or anything. I'm assuming maybe, but yeah, bet.
Well, I used to. Shit.
Well, it's like so like mixing. Like you mix a track,
Yep.
and like you write everything, but then it's like when you send a song off to get mastered, like and it comes back, it always sounds better, but you can't put your finger on why it sounds better.
Yes, sir.
And so like what a lot of people do with music videos is like they just put the video out and like it's been mixed, but it hasn't been mastered.
Right. But you know what though? I don't know about you, and I don't really hear this in your music, at least the songs that I have heard, but like there's a real big movement of lo-fi music. I don't know if you're into that or not, but like that's a thing now where people are just putting out shit that's kind of mixed, but it's not really mastered. It's like it sounds very rough, if you get what I'm saying.
But
I feel like XXX Tentacion was like one of the pioneers of that shit, like in the most recent history.
I think yes, but also I think that a lot of the lo-fi shit is, if anything, more like there's been more time put into it because they have to make it sound intentionally like off-putting. Like they have to put that snare like slightly earlier, slightly behind, like the perfect amount to where it sounds fucked up, but like good fucked up. Like Earl Sweatshirt does I don't know who makes his beats, but like Earl Sweatshirt's beats and his production, bro, it's like the most perfect mess you ever fucking heard. Like even on the new album.
Yo, hey, that's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it.
That is 100%.
Hey, but the thing is though, you can't be mad at anybody for saying it's mess. If you're acknowledging that it's a perfect mess, you know what I'm saying? Like, but somebody said Earl Sweatshirt, his music is trash. If you're a fan, you should be able to understand why they're saying that. You should.
You understand the reason they're saying that is because they're dumb. Because they're musically like y'all appreciate music, right? Like y'all fucking like I live and breathe this shit. Like, and I'm sure y'all feel the same way about it. And it's like when you have that like fixation, you read deeper into it. You read way deeper than the people that are listening to the radio. So when someone who listens to the radio listens to Earl Sweatshirt's new album and it sounds like disgusting to them, like I can't put it past them because their brain just isn't wired the way that like someone who like I feel like anyone who appreciates good music will appreciate good music regardless of what they like it or not.
Yeah, I want to make myself clear though. So when I say like you understand why they're saying it, I'm not saying you agree with them. I can understand why somebody said something, but I don't have to agree. I could be like, So I don't agree. I'm saying, but I understand why somebody would think that it's trash.
Well, I would say this.
I got you.
I'm definitely somebody that thinks it's trash.
I'm not a fan of Earl Sweatshirt. Period. Me personally.
Here's the thing, though. I think he purposely makes it sound like that. So that's why he's not. I wouldn't say that he's a bad artist. Like to me, he is like a top-notch artist. But the music he makes is trash. But I think he purposely makes it sound like that.
And that's why I brought up XXX Tentacion, because I don't know about y'all. No one can tell me personally that he is not he was not, because he's obviously past RIP, but like he was not a intentional musician with his shit. Like when he put out music, that shit had layers to it. So when he's putting out the shit that was lo-fi, yeah, you're right, Uncle Bendr. Like the shit was like intentionally done that way to sound trash. But you can't really say his music is trash. You get what I'm saying?
I think his music's always been good. I think in the earlier days, the reason his music sounded like that was probably because of production value, because he's recording the ski mask like in a bedroom. Like this music was there, they just didn't have the skills to master. So that's I guess that's the opposite end of what we were talking about before, like where the talent's like there, but you just don't have that push, so it's just accidentally lo-fi maybe.
I just heard a new song. Hey Q, right before you go, I just heard a new song by Rico Nasty. Shout out to her, man. She's one of these artists from the DMV that's like signed, but like really trying
Rico
to like,
Nasty goes crazy, bro.
Yeah, she's fucking dope, man. I just heard a new song from her, and the shit is called iPhone. And it just dropped yesterday, and I'm like, bro, that shit sounds like the most distorted, like low quality, intentionally fire song I've heard in a minute.
She probably recorded it on her iPhone.
Here's the thing, though. Like, the thing is this, though.
There you go.
XXXTentacion, let's be real. The difference between Earl Sweatshirt and XXXTentacion, Earl Sweatshirt, as trash as his music was sounding, if you listen to the bars he was dropping, like his lyrics, like beyond wise, beyond poetic, beyond clever. Like, and his flows were like unbelievable because the way that he was matching the unorthodox rhythm of the beats was like, yo, that's a talent for you to be able to do that. What an XXXTentacion was doing back then, like we're talking about, like after Look at Me.
Yeah,
literally like bad music. Let's be real. Let's be like his music was his lyrics were just like yelling. His lyrics were just kind of like, in my opinion.
You mean
I
before that?
I disagree. I would say before Look at Me, the shit was trash.
No, a little bit
after Look at Me, the shit was like intentionally trash, but it wasn't trash.
This is in between Look at Me and his first album. In between. When I heard his first album, I was blown away. I thought his artistry on his first album was amazing. Second album was amazing, but he was dropping little like loosies that were like kind of like really bad. And like lyrically, stylistically, whatever you want to call it, they were bad. They were not quality. And I think that was just him having fun with it. But Earl Sweatshirt has always been beyond lyrical. Like Earl Sweatshirt is a major lyrical guy. So I don't think he's ever been like trash, in my opinion. But the music he makes sounds like trash to me.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that was the point. I think that's the point Bendr is making, right? Like it's not trash, but it sounds like trash. But if you're somebody who's listening, you can decipher. If you're somebody who understands music, you can decipher what sounds like trash intentionally and what's just trash because it's fucking trash.
Yeah, I mean, and every form of art has had something like that. Like if you look at Picasso, right? A lot of people thought Picasso stuff, what the hell are you doing? Like you're just drawing all kinds of random stuff. They're like, yo, no, Picasso actually, there was like a reason he was doing it. It may look like trash to somebody else, but Picasso is one of the greatest painters. And he was putting stuff that wasn't like visually pleasing. Same thing with movies. Some people's favorite movies, like Napoleon Dynamite, I still don't get that movie still to this day. But that is like people's favorite movie because it was just the way it was done.
Hell yeah.
That's funny. That's funny, man. Hey man, we could probably have this fucking conversation all day. Let's go.
True. Yeah, I'll stop. Let me stop.
No. Go ahead. You had a point, man. Go for it.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to say, like, the other avenue, other than like trying to make it intentionally sound bad, would be intentionally leaving it raw. And I think there's something to be said about music that's left intentionally raw, because I think that there's something, at least in my brain, that like, I don't know, y'all know the band Cage the Elephant? You heard of them?
I've heard of it.
I never heard of them.
It's whatever. They got a couple like radio, whatever. But like that was like the first concert I ever went to. I was like 12 years old. That was like my favorite fucking band. And then I like as they made more albums, I stopped listening because what drew me to them in the first place was like their old shit would just be there, just like fucking like strumming the fuck out of some guitar with like hella distortion. Dude's like he's like scream singing. It's not like it wasn't like heavy metal. It was just like it had like grunge elements in it. It has like alternative elements in it. Like I was fucking raised listening to Nirvana, bro. And like a lot of the shit that Kurt Cobain was singing is like fucking like really like he's either like singing like slightly out of key or like the guitar's like not tuned when they're recording. And it's like that like rawness, I think it does something for me. For some people it does nothing.
I mean, you know, music should be heard and felt. Like, you know, so
it should be felt first, though. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Because like what you're hearing, if you're not feeling it properly, you can misinterpret what the fuck you're hearing.
You can
You know
feel
what I'm
it.
saying? Like that's why me personally, like, bro, I'm a fan of guitar. Any motherfucker who can play a guitar, bro. Do you know? Right, I'm looking right now into what guitar I should buy because I love guitars so much on production that I want to actually learn how to play a fucking guitar. Like honestly,
I wish I could. If I share
this
my
is so fire. Oh
if I
my
share a
god.
screen with y'all, will it play my audio from the screen?
It probably would, but I'm not sure. We haven't tried that yet, man.
Because I wrote a song on guitar the other day. I could like show y'all.
Oh damn.
Hey, you want to try it out? You want to try it out, Q? What you want to do, man?
Let's do it. Let's try it out.
Yeah,
All right,
let's see what it work.
Let's see what happens.